Hey guys, this is Gerry O, reporting for Kids First. Today, we're reviewing the new film Cinderella. Now, this film is a wonderful remake of the original animated film. It's a wonderful fairy tale and pretty funny as well. The story starts, well, if you already know Cinderella's story, then you'll know this story. But if you don't, the story is about a girl named Ella who sadly loses her mother and father to a horrible sickness. She's left with her stepmother and two stepsisters who treat her like a servant. And she pretty much thinks she's a servant now because that's all she does. Chores, 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 chores. But luckily, one day, the prince, because they live in a kingdom, allows that they have a ball. And there, at the ball, where all girls are invited in the kingdom, the prince will choose a bride who will become the princess, then later the queen. And Cinderella has an opportunity to become something greater than just this servant being tortured by her stepmother and stepsisters. If you want to find out what happens and if she becomes the princess and the queen, you gotta watch the film. Now, my favorite scene definitely has to be where she's been denied the opportunity to go to the ball. And her dress is ripped up, she's sad, she's on the verge of crying if she's not already crying. And she's heading back to the house where she runs into this odd-looking lady. And the lady asks for some water and some food. Cinderella, being the generous and kind girl she is, gives the lady some water and food. And the lady turns out to be her fairy godmother, who's pretty much a guardian angel. Fairy godmother puts her in a fancy dress and fancy shoes and a fancy carriage and everything. But what I liked most about this film, it was very smooth between the transitions of how they made everything beautiful and new, and carriage from a pumpkin, and this fancy dress from a rag, pretty much, a rag dress, and the special effects to make the transitions between pumpkin to carriage was beautiful and very realistic, and I absolutely love it. I do have to mention that the actor that played the prince, the charming and wonderful prince, wasn't that charming. He acted like a normal guy, kind of trying to flirt and all of that. Or Prince is supposed to act like a high ego, spoiled, rich type of guy. But he acted like a normal guy, and in all honesty, he wasn't that handsome. So in general, I just think they could have found a more charming way to show the prince, because it wasn't the best for sure. However, the stepmother did a wonderful job in her role. She just played the part beautifully. I absolutely love it. She played all the emotions well. And what I absolutely love is that what's unique to this film, since they did show the backstory, she does have those weak moments where she realizes what's going on and she's devastated. She's wondering what to do next. And she played that part beautifully. I also have to talk about the costume designing. The costumes were breathtaking and beautiful and gorgeous, and they did a fantastic job. Also, I have to mention the glass slipper. Usually in other Cinderella films, it's kind of metal, leather, a couple fabrics, and then a little bit of glass. In this film, it was all glass, and it shined in light beautifully, which I absolutely loved about that, and I think they made it shine wonderfully. Also, the sets were breathtaking, massive, and detailed just for the part, which I thought they did a fantastic job on, and it fit the movie well. This film is definitely meant for younger ages, so I have to give an age rating of 4 or 5 to 9, 10, 11. And also, if you don't like princesses and fairy tales and all that type of stuff, this film may seem cheesy or a little bit boring to you. Just a little warning. I do have to give it 4 out of 5 stars because the camera work was poor, there were shaky shots, the quality wasn't that great, and also the casting for some of the stars could have been better. But in general, the sets and the costumes were beautiful, and I just think they did a fantastic job of recreating the old cartoon we all loved. If you want to see Cinderella, it is in theaters now. I'm Gerry O, and I'm reporting for Kids First. Bye!